Hello, this is Irina from La La Land Crafts. Today I am back with day 2 of our 12 days of tutorials, and with that we're doing a giveaway. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment on each video during these 12 days, you'll be entered to win one of $50, that's $50 credits to our online store, to lalalandcrafts.com. Isn't that awesome? So all you need to do is to watch all of the videos, comment, subscribe, and you will be entered. If you're already our subscriber, then you don't need to, obviously you don't need to do that. You're already subscribing, and thank you for that. You just need to make sure to comment on all of the videos. If you missed the video from yesterday, I'm going to put the link in the video description so you can catch up. Today's card is another one of the white and gold Christmas cards. I have all of the layers cut and all of the die cuts pre-cut so we can go by faster. And today I'm not going to give you the measurements during the video. Instead, I'm going to list them all in the video description, so you just need to scroll down and click on see more, and you can see all of the products listed there with the links and the measurements for all of the layers. So let's go ahead and start. This is a long card this time, and I'm going to start with the front panel this time. So I have 2 layers here. I'm going to start with the smaller layer. And the first thing I'm going to do, kind of like what we did yesterday, remember we used the stencil to emboss. So this is the second stencil from the same stencil set. We were using smaller dots yesterday, and we're using stencil with the large dots today. And I'm going to emboss this full layer. Since my stencil is smaller, as you can see, than the layer, I'm going to do it in 2 steps. I'm going to emboss one side, and then I'm going to turn and emboss the other side. So I have my Cuttlebug here, with the plates. I have my A plate, B plate, and the rubber mat. Rubber mat is important for embossing. I'm going to put my paper down, and I'm going to put my stencil over it, cover with my next B plate, and run this through. And come back. And I'm going to repeat this step on the next side. See how pretty that looks. I'm very impressed with how our stencils emboss as well. I'm actually not going to worry about meeting them in the center here, because I'm going to have, in my design, I'm going to have this layer cover anything that overlaps or meets or doesn't meet there. I'm going to try to have them on the same line. Well, actually I can even have them meet there. Here you go. And one more time. So they did overlap a little bit in this section, but as I said, since it will be covered here, I'm not going to worry about it. But I love polka dots. I love the embossing. You can see how it stands out a lot and really gives a really pretty effect to the paper. Oops, I'm so sorry, that was my A plate falling. So now, before gluing this layer onto the next layer, I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch frame. So I'm putting my paper in my Scorpel and using bone folder to go around and create one more detail on this layer, a little embossed frame. Here it is. Everything is falling today. Must be that kind of day. So my next layer is just a tiny bit larger. and you'll have all of the dimensions listed for you in the video description. As you know, I love layers, so this card has quite a few. And then this panel is going to go onto my gold paper, and this shimmer gold, soft gold paper is available in our online store at lalalandcrafts.com, and you will see the links in the video description. So this layer is ready. Then I'm going to just really quickly work on the front panel that's going to go right here in the center, and I am going to give it 1/8 of an inch frame all the way around first. The reason I'm going, you noticed I'm going with my hand over the layer of paper, it just makes my tool, my bone folder, glide easier on the paper. Just makes my life easier. Okay, so then I'm going to glue this onto my next white layer. And then the gold layer that you see here is die cut with our scalloped rectangles, and it has really cute scallops that have piercing in the centers, and also it has stitching all the way around. Here it is. So that I'm just preparing right now all of the layers, then we can glue them together. So my next step is the long flags, and that's one of our newer dies, and it comes as a set of 5 different sizes flags. So I'm using 2 different sizes on this card, and I have the larger ones die cut from gold cardstock and the smaller ones die cut from the white cardstock. The ones from the white cardstock, I'm going to use our Shine Bright background stamp and stamp the stars onto the flags. And I'm using antique linen oxide ink. I'm going to put my flags facing down onto the stamp and cover with the scrap piece of paper and rub into my shapes. Just pretty, just so pretty. Now I'm going to glue my smaller flags onto the larger ones, and the way I'm going to glue them, I'm going to actually pull my smaller flag out a little bit. The way I did it on this card, I envisioned the Christmas bow with the little ends coming out, so this is the effect I'm going for. So one is going to be on one side, and my next one for my other side. I'm going to kind of line up all of these elements here first. About right there. I'm going to use the winter heel. I have a die cut from the white cardstock, and I'm actually going to cut it in half. Let's see if I have enough here. so let me cut this about in half and then I'll see how it lines up on my card. So the die measures 5 inches, so I'm gonna cut between 2 of these trees. This is where it gives me about 2.5. Okay, so let's get this all back and see how we can line this up. I'm using the opposite sides. I think that's pretty. Oh, that's very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, kind of make a mental note of where my layers are. So about 1/2 inch from the bottom here. Oops. This little tree accidentally came off, so I'm going to glue it on separately. This is live TV for you here. Here you go, that works. Just want to straighten this up a little bit. And I'm putting it to my embossed line there. Okay, and my second set of the heel on the other side. Just gonna be careful that I don't pull the trees out. So about 1/2 inch from the bottom and to my embossed line right there. Really pretty. Okay, so now I can go ahead and put my flags on. And I'm going to bring them out of the card a little bit. And these flags were part of our sea or ocean release, but you can see that you can mix and match the dies and they coordinate so nicely, and you can use them on all different occasions. So this is the Christmas lights die, the little border, and I'm going to put one on each side here over my flags. And again, just making sure that I have pulled them enough to cover the center here. I'm going to use Dry Clear Art Glitter because these pieces are really tiny. And these Christmas bulbs have really pretty detail on them, so you can see for the highlights, just pretty. So one on one side and one on another side. And I'm kind of lining up with the ends of the smaller flags. So now I'm going to use the foam tape and put this panel on front. And you can use either pop-up dots, or I have the 3 milliliter foam here. Maybe bigger piece. So I'm going to, this is the foam at 3 milliliter, and you can find it at the craft stores. Sometimes it's in the children's craft section. section of the store. So I'm just cutting it to the size. I'm going to close my glue here. And I'm adding adhesive to my layer, and then I'm going to put foam on top of it. Pretty. And then I'm going to add some adhesive here and adhere my layer in the center. It's so pretty already. I just love, I know I said it so many times, I just love white and gold cards. Now we're going to embellish this part here, and for that I have quite a few pieces here. I have our star wreath. I'm just poking pieces out, and I have a die cut from chipboard, and I also have a die cut from gold cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the one from the gold cardstock on top of it. And I find it easier putting glue onto the chipboard layer and then just sitting my other piece on top of it. As you can see, I'm using some of the same dies as we used on the video yesterday, just to show you that they can be used in so many different ways, create so many different designs and effects, and you can use the same die to get most out of it on a lot of your projects. So that's gonna go here. I'll see the way I want to arrange it in a minute. Then I have the roof here, and this is from Gingerbread House add-on die. So that's a little roof, and it has really nice detail. It kind of matches with the detail on the Christmas lights. So everything is going to coordinate so nicely on this card. So that's gonna go there. And then I have word die Joy, die cut also from chipboard and from the gold cardstock. And I'm going to layer those together. And the reason I'm using chipboard is because it really makes die cuts stand out on your card or on your project without using the pop-up dots. It gives it a pop, and also because even though I'm not offsetting the chipboard under the paper, you can kind of still see it on the sides, and it gives a nice shadow effect. And I really, really love it. Look at this, isn't this just gorgeous? So now let's go ahead and put these layers, glue these layers on. So I have my roof here. And chipboard is also available in our online store at lalalandcrafts.com, and I'll have the link for you as well. So just making sure it's nice and even. Glue my star wreath on. So pretty. I'm going to center Joy in the center. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this whole panel onto our card front, or the card base. And I kind of ran out of my foam, so I'm going to use the tape, and I'm going to add a lot of it. I like my layers to sit on the card pretty much even, and this is a pretty heavy layer, so I'm going to make sure that I have plenty of tape to support it, to support the weight of it. Okay, so let's remove the backing here. Center. Gorgeous, if I can say so myself, but it is pretty gorgeous, really. So now let's go ahead and finish the inside. If you know, I do finish the insides of my cards to coordinate with the front. So I have two layers here. First, I'm going to again go all the way around and give it 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Now I'm just going to simply glue this onto my gold layer. Then to follow the design through, I have circle that I cut in half, and it's a stitched circle, so you can see it has stitching on the side of it, so that will coordinate nicely with our heel in front of the card and other elements like flags. And I'm going to put it to my embossed line here, and then I have these two Christmas trees, and you can see they're actually from the same release, so they coordinate with the smaller trees with the border that we used on the front. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue them over my heel. Just a pretty element here inside of the card. And then this whole layer, going to glue it. Oops, just ran out. Okay, so all done. So you can see all the pretty detail, gold and white card, and on the inside. I hope you enjoyed our day 2 of the 12 days of tutorials. Make sure you comment on this video, and if you didn't comment yesterday yet, go ahead and scroll down, or just simply go onto our YouTube channel and find the day 1. So make sure you comment on all 12 days, and then you'll be entered to get one of the $50 gift certificate to our online store. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you back tomorrow. All for now. Much love. Bye.